Going live now. Yes, I'm live at Vigo Live. The show is a fun and informative lifestyle program that promotes positivity and good vibes. Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to the Mother B Show. OMG. Thank you very much. Thank God it's Thursday. Wow, time flies so fast, right? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Mother B Show. This show is all about real talk. Be real, be you. Finding meaning in life. Let's talk about brain and mental health. And why do we talk about this? Before anything else, may I greet everyone. A happy Thursday, everyone. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. This is your host, Mother Blagader, aka Mother B. Yay! Yes, and if you'll notice, parang Mother B, you look familiar. I saw you. You look like a high school student. Today is Boost Your Mental Health Thursday. Yes, thank God it's Thursday, and welcome to another episode of the Mother B Show every Thursday. So we are running from Monday to Friday. Thank God. It's been how many weeks? Like, I don't know, the whole August and now September, like 6 weeks. We're going daily. Yay! So thank you. Thank God for this show. Thank God, because this is really fun. This is welcome to the happy space of Mother B. Though I'm just alone in the studio, but nevertheless, you are with me. And we have a viewer. Thank you so much. Thank you. And also in Vigo Live, thank you so much for being part of the Mother B Show. Time check, it's already 9:33 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the coastal bend of South Texas. So we're broadcasting in Portland, Texas. So we're near the coast where Texas meets the sea. Yes, so thank you so much. And of course, let's talk about time zone. We have viewers, we have listeners, we have friends all over the globe, especially in Southeast Asia and the Philippines. Yes. That's where Mother B came from, all right? But now I'm here in the US and broadcasting to you live via Facebook. And of course, via YouTube, curated videos via YouTube, and of course, live in Vigo Live. Yay! So yes. So before anything else, if you are new to the Mother B Show, welcome. And let's talk about real talk. Let's talk about issues in life, but on a lighter mode. And remember, this is all about for good vibes only, okay? So yes, the first objective is, to uplift your spirit, and at the same time, let's have fun. And thank you to our viewers. Before anything else, let me share to you what the Mother B is all about and why we do what we do. Oh, yeah. So for good vibes only. Yes. So before anything else, Let me say hi to our viewers, our regular Suke, and I'm so touched. Thank you to the Calderon family of Ingleside for really calling Mother B this today and asked Mother B, where are you? I haven't heard or I haven't seen you in the live. And I told them we are already in YouTube. So if ever you wanted to review the Mother B show, and if you wanted to, to watch and just have a good time, if you feel lonely, if you feel alone, and if you feel that you need to smile, then I'm here. We can smile together. Yes. Okay, I want to feel the vibe. I want to feel the energy today. Right? Because yes, there's a lot of things going on. But remember, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I still do my household chores. So at this time, I already have cooked, make sure that my child is home already, and all this stuff that a mother do before bedtime. So before bedtime, this is Mother B's bedtime stories. And today is Thursday, so this is kind of like exciting for me because, the show, the Mother B show is again, it's not just all about, it's not just positivity and good vibes, but basically its goal is to find meaning in life, to be a better person, and to be a happier version of ourselves. More than ever, remember it's September #self-care. Yes. Yes, so it's September. So I showed to you a post in Facebook like, count your blessings. There are little things that we do to let us remember that, especially it's Burr months already. Burr, September, October, November, December. That's what I like, the stinger, the personalized stinger. So thank you. Oh, we have a viewer already. Hello to, hi, Cherise, my neighbor, love thy neighbor. Hello, Cherise. Thank you also for being an avid, a friend, fan, viewer, whatever. Basta you're there with the Mother B show, we really appreciate you coming over. I know it's past your bedtime, but before you say, sayonara and good night, you're still here and you make sure attendance is complete. Speaking of attendance, yes, nasa bed na nga, nagpapaantok na. Paano yan? Hindi ka naantokin kasi nakanood ka na ng Mother B. And the funny thing is, one thing that I promote here is for us to have enough sleep. But unfortunately, if you are watching from the western side of the world and Mother B is broadcasting at night, this bedtime story will really become I don't know if you can still sleep after watching. Because you keep on laughing. Anyway, I hope this helps in your dreams. But of course, in the eastern side of the world, because we're broadcasting, this is a global platform, right? So we have viewers even as far as the Middle East, as far as Australia, yay! As far as Africa, oh my gosh, we have viewers as far as Ghana, Africa. Yes. So where else? Europe, in Copenhagen, Denmark, sometimes in London, in UK. By the way, condolence to the United Kingdom because just today our beloved Queen Elizabeth passed away, So it's quite a sad day for our friends back in Europe, especially in UK. But of course, we have to continue to live on, but we honor the legacy of Queen Elizabeth. Okay, so yes. So with that, let's continue. And I know she's happy there somewhere. Okay, so for now, life has to move. Yeah, what's happening? Whenever I press this something, the mixer thingy, it speaks to me. So forgive me, but this is part of the Mother B show. So it's not just blogs, it's not just talk, but there are some bloopers on the side. And I didn't mean to do that. That's why this is the downside of being live, okay? as is. Take it as is. Okay. So anyway, so let's move on. So today, I'll just tell you a backstory why Mother B. Why you look so high school or a high school teacher or both? Okay. So you know what this is the real hair. Huh? This is not my hairstyle like a few days ago, but I just did this hair, right? So and this is a favorite hairdo that I do when I was in high school. Let me fix my eyelashes. It's obstructing my view. Anyway, so yes, I'm inspired today because I went to high school, and shout out to our friends and our beloved teachers, faculty, and staff of Sinton High School. Maroon, Sinton Pirates. Thank you for having me there. Thank you, Sir John. Thank you, Sir Jonathan Sosa, for having Mother B in their meeting. Okay, so I had a meeting with them early this after school, and I was so blessed to know these people and their passion towards serving the students and their community. Okay, so I'm one with you, and thank you so much for being interested to watch the Mother B Show. So ever you're watching, as promised, I already have shout-outed. Yay! Yes, kaya, you know, this is also a reason why I'm wearing maroon, because yeah, I like wearing maroon, and I remember, hey, so let's come up with a high school vibe outlook. Alright, so siguro naman mukha pa rin tayong high school o high school teacher. But this is my favorite hairdo when I was in high school. So, para mag Throwback Thursday. Right? Since it's Thursday, let's do Throwback Thursday. Okay? So, hi again to all our friends, to all our viewers, those who view, those who are gonna be viewing the Mother B Show. Today is Boost Mental Health Thursday, and this is also an interesting day to talk about mental health, boosting your mental health, and knowing, you know, what's the big deal about knowing mental health among adolescents, okay, among the teens. So we feel younger. Huh? Tayo ay young ones, ONCE. Yung mga adolescents ngayon, our children, no? I have a running 16-year-old son. I have a 19-year-old daughter, and I have a 25-year-old daughter too, with granddaughter. So remember, I'm 2 in 1. I'm a mom and a grandmother. Okay? So yes, but I'm still feeling high school today. So walang papalag ha, show ko to. Peace! For good vibes only. Thank you very much for those who are viewing and watching the Mother B Show. This is for good vibes because we need it, especially nowadays. Oh my gosh. If you watch the news, you will be sad. Really. You know, I'm a communicator. You know, I studied communications for 4 years, plus I teach communication back in the Philippines. And shout out to Father Saturnino Urios University, SJIT, and the St. Michael College of Caraga, the schools that I have taught. Thank you so much for having Mother B and trusting Mother B to be your faculty, right? So, yes, somehow I delivered since 2007. So, on and off because I'm from the industry. So, I usually outside of the school, out of the box teacher, and out of the box mom, si Mother B. Okay, so this is now life skills. We're teaching life skills. You know, learning how to boost our mental health is also one of the essential tools right now that we need, especially during this pandemic era. Remember, we're still in the pandemic era because it's not yet lifted by the World Health Organization, because they declared that March of 2022. I still remember that because that's all. I guess that is before my daughter's birthday or after, and almost my birthday too. Mother B was born in the first day of spring. So yeah, that's the clue. Okay, I don't want to tell you what year was that, but yeah, so that's why I'm a spring baby, right? So yes, anyway, let's proceed. This is all about talking mental health, boosting our mental health. And as parents and family members, if you still don't have a teenager son or daughter, or if you are a granny or a friend or a family member, for sure you know somebody who is in the adolescent stage at this time. So we have to also learn. It is important for us to understand the issue surrounding the adolescents, mental health, and why is it a big deal. Okay, so tonight, okay, I will show you. So I will have to show this in the screen. Where did I put it anyway? Did I put it? Oh my gosh. That's why I was looking for my banner and where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Here you go again, Mother B. Well, please forgive me because I'm the only one here in the studio. Me and myself. So I have to change this and make sure that I'm there. You go. Okay. So yes, it is what it is. So welcome. Today's episode is okay. I'll show you. Okay, episode today, Boost Mental Health Thursday. So today's talk today is mental health among adolescents. Why is it a big deal? Yeah, why is it a big deal? Why do we need to talk about it? It's not my age anymore or what? So building strong bonds and connecting to youth can protect their mental health. So this is all about knowing what is mental health among the youth, what is the connection, anong nangyayari. Anong nangyayari ngayon? Mother B, what's the latest? Ito na nga yung sinasabi natin. Mother B, what's the latest? Because again, this show is advocating brain and mental health. And also, Mother B, by God's grace, is also a volunteer of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention in Western Pennsylvania. I still didn't inform them that I'm already in Texas. So I have to let them know, hey, do you have a chapter here in Texas? Or can I make my own chapter? Joke. But anyway, what's my role as a volunteer? Simple. Talk about it, share the good vibes. And this week is actually National Suicide Prevention Week in the US between September 4 to September 10. So it's a way to educate, it's a way to campaign, and it's a way to inform everyone, especially on the problem of the stigma about mental health. What's happening really in the bubble or in the world of mental health? Why is it not being talked about as compared to other physical diseases, right? Or physical illness? And why is there a difference between, looking at a person who have a mental illness and the person who have a physical illness like cancer or diabetes or what else? Heart issues, no? Even broken heart. Okay? So, saan mo ika-categorize? Where will you categorize broken heart, be? Right? It's not just a car. It's not like a car. Like if the car is broken, you have to go to the mechanic or the auto repair shop, right? So what happened if your heart is broken? And so, oh doctor, do I need to see a cardiologist? Why? What's the problem with your heart? Physically, nothing. I'm just heartbroken. Fixing a broken heart. See? There are even songs about fixing a broken heart. But really, where do we categorize that issue on fixing a broken heart? Right? So, many people are dying because of being broken-hearted. Right? So, where do you find that information? So, by the way, here in the Mother B Show, we are sharing information. And also, it's edutainment. Education and entertainment, right? Because we are here. We are family. I got all my sisters and me. We are family. We are here. No, we advocate brain and mental health by sharing the good vibes in this kind of platform. Where else will you share this platform? Right? Not like, during the olden days, like this, since this is Throwback Thursday, let's talk about history too. Hindi pa usong social media, not even electricity. Where do people announce their information, or where do people share the news? So they have to go to the public square, wherever, no? In the arena, they shout, "Extra, extra!" Oh, that was during the New York Times. They have to get attention of the public in order to share their message. But now it's a new world. It's a different world right now. But thank God it's easier because I can do it at the comfort of my home. So even if I volunteer, this is part of my volunteerism work, sharing the good vibes, sharing some posts that the organization or whoever organization that I support, especially those who are supporting the youth and adolescents, right? And also on matters of brain and mental health, because there's really a big issue. It's a big deal right now. Yes, no joke. Although, if you look at Mother B, you can't help but smile. Good vibes only. But remember, it's not easy to talk about, it's not easy to talk about heavy issues and still manage to crack a little bit of, laughter or good vibes, because it's too heavy to process, honestly, right? But Mother B's journey is to share the good vibes, at the same time share information, and take note, disclaimer, we are learning together. Okay? Clear, right? 2 thumbs up during Zoom meetings. Show your thumbs up. Okay, show thumbs up. Yes. We have a comment from the line. Ayen Ocampo, finally, my kumare. Oh my gosh. By the way, don't be surprised, ha. From time to time when I'm talking, I will really, as part of our culture of hospitality, pasok mga suki. Dito tayo sa Mother B. Whenever there's a party and there's a guest, oh, hello. So you really have to acknowledge their presence. So here in the Mother B show, we acknowledge the presence of our guests, especially those who comment during our talk. And thank you, Kumaring Ayen. My Kumaring Ayen is actually literally my roommate when I was in college. Speaking of back to school and throwback moments, Mare. Thank you for coming. Now, it's Marites who will share the information. OMG. Would you like to come into my show right now? Now na. So, again, our portion for today, according to my beloved Kumare Ayen Ocampo of Bohol, Philippines. Balik-balik, paulit-ulit. It's actually the English version of Mare, anong latest? Because we wifeys and mothers really love to do chit-chat, right? Aminin. Okay, that's why this is a combination of chit-chat and real talk, right? So, para to make it more meaningful, because that is our purpose in coming up with the show. By the way, just to share to you what's the heart of the Mother B show, I always love to share this because this is the reason why I'm doing this. And every time I feel like not doing the show, this verse reminds me of, we got to do it, do this. We got to do it. Okay, so let me share to you Philippians 4 verse 8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, it says here, think about such things. Isip-isip pag may time. Use your coconut, right? So when we were younger, with Maring Ayen Ocampo, what's your family name now? Ninang pa ako ng anak niya, ngayon dami ko ng utang as ninang. Peace. So, nakikiselebrate na lang ako. Pero, Ninang, ang ano dyan, ang mga gift, nakalimutan mo na, ha? Anyway, so, yes, where are we? So, again, the Mother Bee show is that's the heart and soul of the Mother Bee. So, it's not easy to talk about, this heavy stuff, but we have to face it. We have to face it, especially if you're a mom. I'm a mom. I'm a mom of a teenager, 2 teenagers. In fact, the other one is a young adult already. And yes, this is very close to my heart. Honestly, hindi sa pagiging drama queen, ha. When I was putting on makeup and trying to think what am I going to talk about in connection with boost your mental health, because honestly, whenever kumbaga, if should you be asking ba, ano lang, kung hindi mo na itatanong, how do I think of this content, no? Every day. Like, every day, Mother B, you can do a talk show every day for more than an hour? That's like Mission Impossible. But if it's coming from your heart, and if you're experiencing it, if you're in the moment, because one way to process our brain and mental health journey to wellness is be in the moment. Yes, the past. Hi, ano na naman yan? As much as possible, I don't want to touch it kasi yes, hello. Nagugulat ako mismo. Anyway, yes, we need to process our thinking, and also part of this journey is to stimulate our brains. So before I do and open up the show, I have to make sure I read something, there's an article, and connect it with my experience as well. And reflect, is this really practical? Is this really going on? Do my audience need this information? Or ako na mismo, me and myself. Sorry because this is a one-man show. So sometimes I consult my children, but and also news. Watch the news. What's happening? Be in the moment. Be aware. Be mindful. Yes, the word is mindful. So this show is a mindful show. It's really thinking of content that is relevant, that is quality. Hopefully, no. Okay, I need to pat my back, or else no one will. Unahan na. Anyway. Just today I heard about the news of a that in the US, here in the US, big deal. It's an issue, especially when it comes to mass shootings and everything. As much as possible, I don't want to discuss all those types of news because it's really gross, but it's happening. We cannot ignore it and we cannot deny it, right? Just like yesterday when we talk about building wealth Wednesday, wellness, we have to face it. We have to face this issue and process it accordingly. Not deny it, process it, and how will you properly react to the situation so that you will know how to solve the problem or address the issue, okay? So there's some heavy news yesterday and today, and unfortunately, those who are involved in those criminal activities, nagugulat naman ako, ang serious na sinasabi ko, bigla may tutunog, hello. Anyway, news that covers about, crimes and the suspects are very young, like still in their teens. Yeah? Even if you're 19, you're still in your teens. But how come they were able to be a part of that case? Because we still don't know. It's still an ongoing case, and they're still suspects. So, it's still in progress, but still we know what's happening. And as much, just today 4 victims, like four lives were lost because of the person who's age 19. Oh my gosh. So as a mom, as a teacher, as an educator, as a content creator, it's kind of like daunting on me. I'm reflecting, like, what happened? Why did it happen? Right? It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. So if that person, the suspect who's age 19, is able to do that, why? What happened? So let me do a more appropriate background music on this before we proceed. Yes, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, mapapabuntong hininga ka na lang. And it keeps on going and going. Where is the problem coming from? Because it's still ongoing. And mostly, people involved, especially the suspects, are young ones. Now, we always have to remember that it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. So, yes, by the way, Marcy Palawan, thank you for watching. And this is your age group, right? So, yes, it's hard for me to process, honestly, with all this going on in the news, no? Crimes caused by adolescents, crime caused by young adults. People's lives are shattered because of this person. But if you look at the other side, they're also victims of their circumstances. Now, medyo malalim. I cannot judge. I'm not the judge. But if you look at it in two sides of the issue, something is wrong somewhere. From the upbringing or the environment or what prompted the person to do such act. Okay? So it's more of you look at them with an empathy, or you look at them with an empathic eyes or heart. Okay? Yes, of course, it's hard. It's hard to process. And our usual reaction, of course, we get mad or we are angered or we are disgusted of what happened. But at the end of the day, it's been going on, right? So when I went to Sinton High School this afternoon, and I looked at the students, and I was asked about my experience as a teacher before, because I was teaching in college. I taught in college, and of course, they are still aged between 16 to 19, 20. These are young adults, teenagers. I dealt with them for a couple of years, and now I have my own teenager too. So when my children were growing up, I was already exposed to this age group, in which I am very close to. And also, Mother B worked with different non-government organization and faith-based groups that address the concerns of the children and the youth. By the way, shout out to the Precious, Heart for the World Ministries. That's where Mother B was exposed for the past years, and really it opened my eyes. So sometimes Mother B goes in the public, in the open, in the park, to share, stories to children who have very special circumstances, and unfortunately, some of them have different upbringing that led them to that situation. So it's kind of medyo madrama lang ako ng konti, pasensya po kayo. Ito talaga, wala akong magagawa, lang namang magtawa tayo, but this issue is very close to me. That's why whenever I choose a content or whenever I would like to share something out in the open and in public, especially doing this live stream, it's a big responsibility. Hello. This is not just for entertainment. This is real talk. I'm talking to Bigo Live right now, audience. This is real talk. And thank you for sending and showing the love, because we need this. Especially if we can talk about gossip, if we can talk about bad stuff, negative stuff, and minding other people's business, why do we mind our own thinking instead? Yes. And why, like, instead of spending our time too much in social media just scrolling and finding something to be jealous about, or what's the latest makeup, what's the latest mukbang, what's the latest fashion, it's okay, because if you like that, if you enjoy doing that. But on the other side, what are we doing with our life and how are we spending it properly? Because at the end of the day, we will be accountable to it. Yeah. So well, I'm getting deep, but again, this subject is very close to me, especially coming from the perspective of a mom. So yeah, before I came into the show, I almost cried, because you could just imagine the pain of the mom of a teenager who's involved in a crime as young as he is or she is. Not only the families of the victim, but how about the mom of that person, if ever she's still existing? anong feeling niya, right? And also again, to all teachers, educators all over the world, Mother B honors you because you are a big part of the person's development. Okay? Because it's very crucial. Now, moving forward, imagine halfway pa. Oh my gosh, we are already broadcasting for 35 minutes and 07 seconds. Introduction pa lang to. But yeah, it's a big deal. Huh? That's simple as that. This show is big deal. This show is real talk. This show is, finding meaning in life and having this special experience moment that somehow we are informed, we are educated because things that we don't know or uncertain to us creates fear. Remember that. Okay, especially on the issue on mental health. That's why even mental health has a negative mindset, to majority, and it's been an issue. So I keep on telling that, but really, mental health issues is for others is still a stigma. Okay, let's see. Okay, on the scholarly articles on mental health and in connection with stigma. What are the stigmas of mental health? Lack of understanding by family, friends, co-workers, or others. This is according to www.psychiatry.org. Okay? So, pabasahin natin si Uncle Google. What are the stigmas of mental health?
What are the stigmas of mental health? Lack of understanding by family, friends, co-workers, or others. Fewer opportunities for work, school, or social activities, or trouble finding housing. Bullying, physical violence, or harassment. Health insurance that doesn't adequately cover your mental illness treatment.
Oh, really? So again, medyo mapilis yung salita ni Uncle Google. Let's hear it again, okay?
What are the stigmas of mental health? Lack of understanding by family, friends, co-workers, or others. Fewer opportunities for work, school, or social activities, or trouble finding housing. Bullying, physical violence, or harassment. Health insurance that doesn't adequately cover your mental illness treatment.
Okay, according to psychiatry.org, that the stigmas of mental health is, lack of understanding by family, friends, co-workers, or others. Okay? So fewer opportunities are given to them for work, school, or social activities, or trouble finding, even housing here in the U.S. Because this is a perspective from the U.S. Side, no? And then health insurance doesn't adequately cover your mental illness treatment. And of course, bullying, physical violence, or harassment. So it's not just the mindset about mental health, but actually in action, some are bullied, some are being physically harassed. Even health insurance, they don't even get enough health coverage or support because of the effect of the stigma of mental health. So we really don't know how deep it is, how deep these people suffering from a mental illness plus suffering from the stigma brought about by lack of understanding. At the end of the day, it's lack of understanding, okay? So if you don't understand, then you don't know what to do. Simple as that, right? Either you do it the wrong way or you really don't know how to do it. So treating people with kindness, with respect, should be ideally, especially to those who are suffering from mental health condition. Okay? So honestly, every one of us, no one is exempted when it comes to experiencing a mental health issue. Even not to the point of being diagnosed, but being sad, depressed, anxious, it happens to us. It happens to anybody. I don't know somebody who did not experience being sad or depressed, but it's a symptom. Eventually, if it's not manage, eventually if it's not addressed right away, kung hindi siya matulungan o hindi siya makahingi ng tulong, baka lumala. Hanggang sa dumating sa point na makonsider na siya as, ma-diagnose na siya as mental illness, to think, mas lalo patuloy na worsen yung situation ng tao. Okay? So, it's all about kindness at this time. Okay? So, how can we be kind? We need to understand. So, now, the focus is for our adolescents. So, I'm just sharing to you some tip of the iceberg. These are all tip of the iceberg. It is really an advocacy, and it is really, we have to do our share in understanding and learning, because if no one is sharing, how can you learn? That's why we go to school, right? Because we need to learn, we need to understand. Now this is the school of hard knocks. The Mother B Show is a school of hard knocks. Okay, enrollment is free, and you're also free to get out if you don't like watching it. But because since we're doing real talk, no, sometimes it hurts, it's ouch, but for me, it took me time to be courageous enough, to have the courage to speak out, to speak my mind, to share my experience, because before I thought it's embarrassing, or it will embarrass my family or what, but kiber karon, because if I won't share my story, if I won't be a part of this volunteerism with organizations such as the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. By the way, the hotline is 988 here in America. If you need somebody to talk to, if you're having emotional distress, please dial 988 right away. Para kailangan mo lang kausap. Before, when I was younger talaga, no? It's good because adolescents, that's the stage, they are young one's age, no? That we have our fears. But as we grow older, as we become separated with our family, sometimes it's even harder. Like in the case of Mother B, that's the reason why I come up with the Mother B Show, having an alter ego, because I'm a people person. I'm always involved in the community, in the family, growing up, because I was raised literally by a village. True. Mother B was literally raised by a village. That's the clue. Okay? So I'm used to the village people mentality. YMCA. Hindi. Parang hindi naman bagay yung background mo, Mother B. Sige, change natin muna yung background music ko. Nakakaiyak naman to, oy. So let's go muna sa shout out before we proceed and discuss the article and do some shout out, and then we go. Nagmamadali ka ba, Mother B? Hindi naman. Hindi pa nga ako nakakapag-shout out sa mga friends natin eh. Okay, let's, cambio muna. Cambio, mi amiga. Yes, again, welcome to the Mother B Show. Transform ka agad the Mother B Show. Ano ba yan? Hindi ko na malaman kung ano yung aking sasayawin. Okay. Alright. Okay. Hold on. Hindi nga. High school life, that's the time na nandyan yung height ng ating experiences as adolescents. Like, of course, college also, but let's focus on the adolescent stage, okay? Ano ba yung, Mother B, what's the adolescent stage? Adolescent ka na, adolescent ka. Ano nga ba adolescent stage? Adolescent stage. Wrong spelling pa, adolescent ko. Okay, developmental stage. Let's go to developmental. What are the 3 stages and ages of adolescence? Adolescence this years from puberty to adulthood may be roughly divided into 3 stages. Early adolescence, generally age 11 to 14. Middle adolescence, ages 15 to 17. And late adolescence, ages 18 to 21. Oh, hindi lang pala 19. That's according to www.kidsfirstpediatricpartners.com. Thank you. So there are 3 stages, ha? Ako, I didn't know about it. All I know is adolescence period. But now, nagbabago na. So what is adolescence, Mother B? So according to myclevelandclinic.org, that adolescence is the period of transition between childhood and adulthood. So it's a transition stage. Wow, I like the word. Transition stage, okay? Let me show you this one so that we will Mother B basa. So that I will show you that I'm basing it from something. I'm not guessing, and this is not gossip, ha. Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you. So again, it's the period of transition between childhood and adulthood. Children who are entering adolescence are going through many changes: physical, intellectual, personality, and social development. Remember, what are the changes? Physical, intellectual, personality, social development. Adolescence begins at puberty, which now occurs earlier on the average compared to the past, right? The end of adolescence is tied to social and emotional factors and can be somewhat ambiguous. So the end is somewhat ambiguous, but if we think about it, adolescence is the transition period between childhood and adulthood, and there are changes: physical, intellectual, personality, and social. And as we transition to from puberty, it begins earlier than adulthood, but somehow the end is quite ambiguous because there are some people who still feels adolescent even if they're age 60. So the biological age is different from the mindset. And that's another topic to talk about, okay? So adolescence development. So we have to understand that's that stage of transition. There are changes that's happening. And now, given the situation that they're in, which is a very special circumstances, given we are still in the pandemic period, it's not yet lifted. Remember, hashtag throwback Thursday today? Remember, 2 years ago, it was very difficult all over the world, right? There's a kind of hush all over the world. Parang ganun. Anyway, so there's really a disruption. We call that a disruption for the past 2 years. And in fact, most of our adolescents, even us, are still adjusting to the new era. Okay, to the new normal, as what they say. Okay, so yes, ding ding, I got a bell. I got a bell that reminds me to be happy every day. But anyway, later. Okay, oh my gosh, time check. It's 47 minutes and 22 seconds already. We've been talking about the adolescent. Ngayon ko palang na-introduce ang topic. So again, what is our topic, Mother B? Why is it a big deal? Building strong bonds and connecting to youth can protect their mental health, because today is Mental Health Thursday. Boost your mental health Thursday. We won't understand if we don't know. Remember that. Okay? Before you understand, you should know. Because it's like, okay, understand, now I know. I guess there's a sequence. You have to know first before you understand. Okay? Knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And when you are done knowing it, understanding it, and you've experienced it, you know between right and wrong, and that's called wisdom. Okay, there's a stage, na? Hindi mo na wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, knowledge, no. It's a sequence, okay? It's a process. There's a progression, step by step. Remember that. Nagmumukha bang teacher si Mother B? Gusto ko magmukha estudyanteng look ko eh. Anyway, yeah, so let's proceed, ha? Okay, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Right? So, now what's happening? What's going on, Mother B? Poor mental health is a growing problem for the adolescents. Oh my gosh. That is quite alarming, right? Poor mental health. So, who said that, Mother B? Sana naman ang galing yung pagkamarites mo, Mother B? Ay, take note. Ang source ng news natin, ha? Hindi basta-bas. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Laban ka. Diba? Hindi basta-basta yung mga sources ni Mother B. Sige nga, ano nga ang latest, Mother B? So, our talk today. So, finally, na-introduce na natin ang talk today is... I'm finding my slide. Hold on. Okay, our talk today is why is it a big deal? Mental health among adolescents and building strong bonds and connecting to youth can protect their mental health. Considering given the situation that we are in, all this trauma, all this negativity happening and involving our adolescents, uh, um, our adolescents, of course, are young people. In short, young people. Okay, mas madali. Okay, young people, right? So yes, it's a big deal because according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC.gov, yes, poor mental health is a growing problem for adolescents. It's a growing problem. Adolescence is a time for young people to have a healthy start in life. It should be, right? The number of adolescents, according to this report, that poor mental health is increasing. It's alarming. Poor mental health is increasing among the young people. Wow, that's breaking news. Okay? Oy, remember, may slide si mother niyo yan. See? Breaking news. Mental health problems is increasing among the young people. Let's remember that, okay? So, yes, so what's happening? That's why building strong bonds and connecting to youth can protect their mental health. Why? And how? Schools and parents can create these protective relationships with students and help them grow in a healthy adulthood. So, we don't rely the solution to their peers because most of the times the peers are even I'm not saying in general, but nagiging cause, nagiging influence ng mga bata. That's why we have some, ano ba yan mga kasama mo? BI. You know what BI means? Bad influence. I'm not saying everyone is a bad influence because, it depends. But the responsibility is not among the young people to support the young people. It has to come first from the parents, from the adults. Okay? It's like, okay naman siya, they have friends, they can support each other. No, you're wrong. I'm saying as a mom, by the way, disclaimer, this is my opinion. Well, if you don't agree with my opinion, that's fine. This is a free country. Okay? Anyway, this show is real talk, be real, be you. But good vibes only. Good vibes only. Good vibes only. We're here to learn. We're here to understand. We're here to help each other, especially if you're a parent or if you're an adult who's involved with, adolescents, young people, if you're an educator. So we need to learn about this. And again, I'm inspired. I'm inspired and encouraged from the stories that I've heard this afternoon from the school that I visited, in Sinton High School here in the Coastal Bend. Thank you so much. To each one of you, yes, thank you. From the principal to our guidance counselor to our support group there, thank you so much. Appreciate you having Mother be there. Thank you po. Anyway, going back from the CDC, from Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Ano ba yan? So remember, schools and parents can create these protective relationship with students and help them grow in their healthy adulthood. Because see what's happening around, no? Like, for example, let's go back to #Thursday. Throwback Thursday. Like 100 years ago, do you hear a news about mass killing and, the suspects are young people? I don't think so. Ang na-remember nila si Billy the Kid. Pero mga Lone Ranger, sila lang naman. Not that, I don't know, but it's getting worse now. And now the report verifies and validates that mental health is a growing problem among the young people. So there is a youth risk behavior surveillance data. Remember, there is a CDC's youth risk behavior surveillance data summary and trends report between 2009 to 2019. It's a 10-year youth risk behavior surveillance data summary and trends report. So it's a long word, but it's still a report and a surveillance data. highlighted concerning trends about the mental health of U.S. high school students. Okay, just to show you the proof that I'm basing my talk from somewhere that is essential and relevant because I'm not guessing on this. This is so important for us to share. Okay, kahit malang counting minuto, even just within 1 to 1.5 minutes, 1.5 hours, right? At least we have talked about it. This video is curated. This live show is curated. If you want to review it and if you want to dig deeper, this is the proof. This is the resource that I'm basing at. For us to understand that there is a survey done for 10 years. There's a surveillance, a data gathering, that more than 1 in 3 high school students, 1 in 3 high school students had experienced persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness. In 2019, a 40% increase since 2009. OMG. 40% increase after 10 years or within the 10 years period that there are more high school students. 1 out of 3 high school students in America, had experienced persistent feelings of sadness. They are sad. They are hopeless. No, it's just measured between 2009 to 2019, and sad to say, there's an increase of 40%, almost half. In 2019, there's another one. Approximately 1 in 6 youth reported making a suicide plan in the past year. Oh my gosh. So a 44% increase since 2009. So you see the trend. Many are becoming hopeless. Many are becoming sad. Many young people are planning to, hurt themselves, kill themselves for the past years, and the increase is almost half the population of those people surveyed. Okay? Some groups are more affected than others, especially these feelings were found to be more common among lesbian, gay, bisexual students, and female students. Okay? Almost half of them are, or nearly 1/3 of the students not sure of their sexual identity reported they had seriously considered suicide. That's alarming, oh my gosh. Far more than the heterosexual students. The number of Black students who reported attempting suicide in 2019 rose by almost 50%. So, whatever ethnic groups you belong to, whatever orientation you belong to, it doesn't matter. But as long as you are in that age group, there is a tendency, it's not a tendency, they found out that almost half or have reached the half, okay, of that population that was studied for the past years, almost 10 years, increase the issue on sadness, hopelessness, and suicide, plan of doing suicide. So is it a big deal? It is a big deal, actually. It is a big deal. So in fact, I remember when I was in college, I used to be an apprentice of a show. It's like a wake up, and then we have a gong, bang, boom, boom. It's like we create a sound to, when I was a reporter there. It's called hoy gising. Like we need to wake up from this dream. Like what's happening? So really, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. Poor mental health in adolescents is more than feeling blue. Hindi lang, when I'm feeling blue, all I have to do. It's not just a song. It's not just feeling blue. It's not just a feeling. It is real. It can impact many areas of a teen's life. Youth with poor mental health may struggle with school and grades, decision-making, and their health. Remember, it affects, and they may struggle with school, grades, decision-making, and their health. Now, the question is, do you know someone who's undergoing this situation? I bet you do, right? So it is really alarming, no? To read this information, and this is coming from the Center for Disease Control. This data is coming from the US data. What about the other countries? Is there a correlation in the data? So meaning, most likely magkakapareho. Baka mamaya hindi nga lang na-report, right? Especially in the Philippines. So, US alone. But how about in other countries? It might be worse. Okay? So because there is no means to measure it. I hope there is. Okay? So later I will check if ano yun naman yung data sa Pilipinas. So mental health problems in youth often go hand in hand with other health and behavioral risk like risk of drug use, experiencing ito na yung violence issue, and higher risk of sexual behaviors. That can lead to HIV, STDs, and unintended pregnancy because many health behaviors and habits are established in adolescence that will carry over into adult years, and it is very important to help youth develop good mental health. That's why I remember and I really honor and shout out to our volunteers, no, and still volunteers with the True Love Waits when I was in the Philippines. I guess that's where Marcy Palawan and I was able to connect, no, during their high school days, because we volunteer as volunteer parents. We educate, we facilitate, we help in the volunteer works of True Love Waits. It's an advocacy to prevent teenage marriage and all these issues surrounding the young people back home in Butuan City, Philippines and Caraga region. So shout out to Maring Odette Andaya, Paring Robert Andaya, Pastor Recto Labrador, Pastor Josefa, and all our partners, no, Pastor Marco Milan, and all our partners in the True Love Waits. We're still connecting with each other. I'm so proud of you guys, and I miss you all. And yes, this is all about this. So until now, there is still a strong connection between increased risk of drug use, experiencing violence, higher risk of sexual behaviors that leads to, yes, unintended pregnancy, because the True Love Waits is addressing that kind of issue, no, to prevent and lessen the number of unintended pregnancies in the Philippines. So shout out to our Popcom partners as well, no? So yes, and the good news now, so of course, we talk about issues, we talk about the situation in order for us to learn now and to understand that the good news is, eto na, teens are resilient. Young people are resilient. You know, what is resiliency? What is resilient? Building back. Resilient. What is resilient? Vocabulary. The word is
Resilient.
Resilient. Oh, diba? Again, the word is
Resilient.
Oh, resilient. Napaka-slang, no? So, resilient, an adjective able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. So, the good thing is our young people can recover quickly because, number one, they're young, younger than us. Okay, so mas may lakas pa sila, may energy, no? Compared to those, the adult and the late adulthood and the sunset generation. Don't remind me of my age. I feel like a high school tonight, okay? Don't remind me, Mother B. I feel like a high school or a high school teacher. Okay, anyway. So, yes. Okay, I feel young, and shout out to all our teachers. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you and I honor you all. Okay, so yes, and my sisters are high school teachers. I have 2 biological sisters, by the way, who are high school teachers from the Philippines. Ate Ruth and April. So there are my sisters. We are sisters in the family. Okay, so again, what's the good news? Okay, the good news is teens are resilient and we know what works to support their mental health. Yay! That's the good news. We have to feel connected to school and family. The word is connection. Connect. And I remember when I was asked this afternoon is, again, how do we connect? We need to connect. And the success story of, because of the connection, we were able to build a bond with our students. And now, I'm so proud to, to mention some of the names. Dun, 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 dun. Like si Lea Largo Oropa, shout out to my first batch of college students back then, no? Lea Largo Oropa, sila May Oclarit. So these are my students. They're married already. They're very successful in their career, no? So even up to this point, remembering sila Joanne Yasu. That's her. Is that your showbiz name? I forgot already the full name. Oh, sorry. Yes. So, since 2007, almost the age of my youngest son, because when I was teaching in college, I used to bring my son and bring his stroller there. I'm a mom. Yeah, like 15 years ago, almost 15 years ago. And I've got students who are very successful now in their field of, in the industry that they have chosen, right? So I'm proud. I'm a proud teacher of those people. Even until now, are still connected with me in the Mother B Show. And even those who, even not in the school, not in school, but you were able to be a part of their education or upbringing somewhere, somehow, no? And also our host children, so we belong to an intercultural group that we host and send and whatever. But anyway, it's all about connection. Yay, that's it. Connect. Okay, so connect to school and family. We have to step up, like this one. The Mother B Show is connecting to you. For sure, there are young ones there. There are young people in the Bigo Live, in YouTube, in Facebook who's watching, or you may be a family member, a parent of a young adult, an adolescent. Okay, so school and family, let's connect. Especially in the Philippines, we have the Parents Teachers Association. Also here in school, we always have the Parents Teachers Association in school. Why don't we empower them, or be creative enough to connect with our teenagers, especially at this point. This is a special time in our life. Okay, so honestly, I am thinking of, since I told you yesterday about Mother B's experience on money anxiety and thinking of to be employed right away because savings is depleting. But if I am to choose between the careers that I can practice in sales, in food service, or in education, actually the heaviest, or the one with more on my heart, is with education. Okay, so look, I'm still doing this live stream. Whoever is watching, if ever there's somebody watching, I'm so thankful, because who am I to be listened to? Oy, and this granny, this lady who keeps on yakking in the stream. And this is voluntary, remember? This is voluntary. And mind you, this is voluntary. And you know what does it mean, right? So shout out to GoFundMe. Thank you, Karen, for teaching Mother B how to find the opportunity to support the show. This is a self-supporting production. So I hope you get the message, okay? Please support the Mother B Show. Bigo Live, please throw some beans. I need beans to sustain in this Bigo Live stream so that I can share the good vibes to you too. Like, share, and throw a lot of beans here. Oh my gosh, we're now in the 1 hour mark and we're still, talking about this. It's so fun, and it's nice to talk about issues that are relevant, other than talk about gossip, or talk about negativity. Like, it's a never-ending talk about, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of something. Oh my gosh, what will happen to the world? Oh my gosh, what's happening around? I guess you need to read positive things, stimulate your brain, be calm, and maximize pleasure, minimize pain, and do the most good. Good vibes only. Good vibes only. Anyway, let's continue. Fortunately, the same prevention strategies that promote mental health, remember, like helping students feel connected to school and family, help prevent a range of negative experience like drug use and violence. Sorry po. Oh my gosh. Yes. That's why we have after-school activities, we have band program, we have sports, we have arts, we have choir in school, or whatever it is that will distract the attention of the young people from, or getting their focus towards negative experiences like drug use and violence. And and higher risk sexual behaviors, we'd rather help them focus on the positive experience, right? So yes, so as parents, especially if you're working, it's not really easy. Honestly, it's real, right? So if you're still taking care of the bills, but you still have to be there and with your son or your daughter in their football game or in their band or the cheering competition, whatever extracurricular activities, it will take them away from their chances of getting into negative experiences. Okay? So remember that. That's the strategy. Number 2, building strong bonds and relationship with adults and friends at school, at home, and in the community provides youth with a sense of connectedness. You should know who your children's friends are. Please, don't just say, you're with your friends. Okay. As if you don't care. Okay na, because I'm busy. I'm also playing games here. I'm doing social media. I'm doing Instagram. I'm busy always with my video. Oh, you have to be involved. Honestly, I'm not lifting a chair here, no? I'm not patting my own back, but sometimes, otherwise who? Yeah, before I did the show, I have to make sure that I know where my son is. Otherwise, I'm not gonna feel secure, right? So I have to know who's with him. So I have a little chat with him before I did the show, because I have to understand what's going on in his mind. He's a teenager, and that's why this is a big deal for Mother B, because I have a teenage son, 2 teenage children. Okay, I don't know with you, but again, this is an emotional issue for me because I'm involved. I'm part of this. It's a big deal for me. I don't know with you, but I hope it is too, right? Tayo involved tayo as a mom, as a parent, no? As a family member. We have to know. We have to know. We have to connect. Hindi pwedeng i-ignore mo sila kasi malalakad nga sila, kaya no, hindi. No? So, yes, especially in kultura natin as Filipinos and Asians, nakikialam talaga tayo sa ating mga anak. Minsan masobraan naman din, but i-balance lang natin, i-balance lang. Okay, building strong bonds and relationship with adults. Again, at school, at home, and in the community. So at school, home, community. Remember that, the 3. It provides the young people with a sense of connectedness. So they know that they know that you're connected. The funny thing is, last Friday, when I was so excited watching my son's performance in the high school, during their first football night there in school. So I pick him up, and then sadly I have to go home alone because he's with his friends, but I have to make sure who are his friends. But it's like, oh my gosh, he's not a baby anymore. I'm already sent. Babaliktad na ako ng pinauwi ng anak ko. Masakit man, Ate Helen, but that's reality, okay? Darating ang time na yes, you just have to prepare. That's why you remember Jokoy the comedian, the Filipino Phil-Am comedian. He even shared his stories about his adolescent son, right? His experiences when he's growing up, and that's a father's story about his son. So I also have my share of story about my son, and you have a share of story about your kids, right? So we're all in this together, okay? That's the good news. That's the good vibes here in the Mother B Show. Yes. You're not alone. Okay, so the feeling of connectedness is important and can protect adolescents from poor mental health. They just have to connect. Belongingness is very important. And other risks like drug use and violence. Again, paulit-ulit na sinasabi, feeling of connectedness, belongingness. So instead of relying their belongingness or sense of identity with their peers, they have to, focus more on the family and the community, not just their own peers. Because sometimes they got some issues with their own, kasi lahat sila puro young people, and they have issues coming from their families too. Pag magkaipon na yan, oh my gosh, we never know what's gonna happen. But you need to be involved. You need to connect. Connection is the word. To protect. Connect to protect. Connect to protect. Protect to connect. Connect to protect. There are 2 words. If there are 3 words here, connect to protect. Read my lips. Connect to protect. Okay? So, because I'm looking at two cameras, pasensya na po. So yes, and youth need to know someone cares about them. Yes, they should know that, hey, I care for you, anak. I have to know what time are you going home. That's why I texted my son. I asked him, where are you? And the funny thing is when I was driving coming from Sinton High School, and I passed by my son's school, and then later on I'm about to stop sa red light, and then I saw my son from my hindsight. That's my son. And I even shouted, hey! I even shouted at my son, but he wasn't able to see me. But he felt that I was there. Oh, see the connection? Oh my gosh. I'm about to cry. He did not hear me shouting from the top of my lungs, hey! Because I was driving. But one of his friends noticed, somebody is shouting at us. And my son mentioned, I guess that's my mom's car. See? The connection. There is a science to that. It's called quantum physics. If you have a very good connection with your children, with your son, with your daughter, they can feel it. They can sense it. Remember that. Because from my own experience, I don't know from you, but what I can say is just my experience. Okay? Quantum physics. That's another kwento, Mother. It's another nosebleeding kwento. Let's talk about, let's finish this. Time check is 1 hour and 16 minutes that we're broadcasting. But, it's like time is just passing by. So please continue to like, share the Mother B Show here in Bigo Live. Throw some beans, please. I need your support for us to sustain the show. Thank you very much for your generosity. And also to our friends in Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much. Thank you for asking, where is Mother B? I haven't heard from her. How can I contact her? How can I watch her? So, you make my heart so, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to everyone. Whether nobody's watching or somebody's watching, I know somebody will be watching soon. So that is now, it's curated. Thank God for this. Okay, so yeah. So, yes, youth need to know someone cares about them. It's all about building a culture of care. Oh my gosh, I've got thousands and one stories, more than 1,000 stories. If since again, 1 hour is not enough for Mother B. Remember, I am a storyteller. I love telling stories. Hindi ako nang bobola, ha? I told you I have proof. Look. I have proof that I have this information that I'm sharing to you from Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, ha? Okay? Hindi lang obvious na binabasa ko, no? Kwento-kwentuhan lang. Binabasa lang pala yung article. Kailan mo nabasa mo na ba kahapon? Hindi, ngayon lang. Share ko lang. Okay? Parang remember when you were reading newspaper then, yung mahal pa yung newspaper when way back then there's no internet, but you just have to rely for reading from the newspaper, and not everyone can afford, or not everyone has newspaper. So when you go to a public space like the barber shop or where, and then yes, maglulubat ako. Why? Hold on. What's happening? Okay, I don't want my show to. Oh, there you go. I'm back. Mother B, I plugged my computer because I don't want to be off in the middle of the show. But you were gone in a few seconds, Mother B, in the middle of the show still. Okay, yeah. Public space, barbershop, and all these places, they read together. Oh, it's like, you know what happened? Oh, look. So they were reading newspapers, and then somebody's reading and then talking about it. It's just like this. Okay, anyway, let's go back. Youth needs to know someone they care about. Someone cares about them. Connections can be made virtually or in person. Ayan na nga ba sinasabi ko eh. Now, due to technology, it can be virtually or in person. Yes. That's true. That's why we have the Mother B Show here. Yes, so since most of my loved ones, my friends are back home more than 7,000 miles away, and it was one of my anxiety before, my issues. How can I get in touch with my loved ones? How can I continue to connect with them? Because I love to connect with them. How can I be filled with all the love and attention? There's a way. Ching ching. Try live stream. See? Nag-boom, phenomenal ang all those social media platforms that, connects. They dance in front of the camera with their family. They eat whatever, they crack jokes, whatever. It's already a lifestyle. So now our young people needs to know that someone cares. Let's be part of the culture of care. That's what I did with when I was my last employment. I shared the culture of care strategy and we did it. Yay! Shout out to our Chick-fil-A family in Beaver Mall. Thank you for trusting the culture of care strategy. Mother B. Naniwala naman sila. Okay naman. Maganda naman naging nalabasan. Tagalogin natin para hindi nila maintindihan. If you want to understand what I'm talking about, use Google Translate. Anyway. Okay. Connections can be made virtually thanks to Bigo Live, thanks to Facebook, thanks to YouTube, thanks to all the social media platforms connecting and making a big difference in our world today. And the age group that mostly need it is the young people. And who's the user of these social media platforms? Diba? Young people. Now we get the connection. Oh, connection again. So, adults, parents, countrymen, now you know why that most of the users globally of the social media platforms are young people. Because they want to belong and to be connected. Okay? Nagets na natin. Gets na. Okay? Got it? Got it. Really? Really? Maano na naman yung agency manager. Pero marami ka naman sound effects. Sige lang, because that will keep me awake. These sound effects keep me awake. Okay? As if there's a virtual laughter somewhere. Although I'm only alone in the studio. But I'm not alone. I have more than 73 viewers here in Bigo Live. Oh my gosh. And growing and growing. I will mention you guys later, okay, during our extension. So anyway, time check is 1 hour and 22 minutes. But we're almost there. We're about to do the shout out and at the same time acknowledge people who are in the show and those who commented and our guests and everyone who's, this is considered like a get-together, a virtual connection, That's why we're talking about connection. It's a prevention and protection for our kids, for our young people's mental health, okay? So, there is a role for everyone. The message now, hear ye, extra, news, hear us, hello. There is a role for everyone in supporting teen mental health. There's hope. You are involved. We are involved. We are family. I've got all my sisters in me. Anyway, nag-hyper na naman to si Mother B. As we've learned nationally during the COVID-19 pandemic, schools are critical in our community, supporting children and families. Let us remember that. While the expectation is that schools provide education, they also provide opportunities for youth to engage in physical activities and academic, social, mental health, and physical health services, all of which can relieve stress. And help protect against negative outcomes. Yay! That's why, mabuhay. I'm so excited that they're already back in school in person. My daughter is already in person in school back in the Philippines. So she's studying medicine there. So I'm glad, because how can you study medicine virtually? You need to connect, right? Hi, Ibay. Love from mommy. And thank you also to the family and friends of my daughter, Rufia. Their parents are the friends and classmates of my daughter. I owe them a lot because I've been away from my daughter for 5 years. Yeah, that's why one of my major challenges is really coping up with what you call this one, loneliness. If you're away from your children, true. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, yeah, good that they're back in school. Okay. However, remember, the pandemic has disrupted many school-based services, increasing the burden on parents. Yeah, all the news about parents cannot cope up teaching their kids because they're not used to teaching their kids at home. Because they were used to school taking care of their kids. Like, what time? How many hours does the child stays in school? Like, starting from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 8 hours. 1/3 of their life is spent in school. So when the pandemic came, that 8 hours was added to their home. Additional challenge for the parents to take care and teach their children. Oh, they are not prepared to do that. Yeah. And then, where was Mother B then? At home too, because it's lockdown, right? But thank God, I was given the opportunity. Thank you to St. Michael College of Caraga, back in the Philippines, that Mother B was called to be a online remote instructor from US to Philippines to reach out to students back into 2020-21 to teach college but remotely. Yay! And I know how it feels for those students who were in that situation then. So, shout out to all my students, that batch 2020-2021. You're awesome. You were all able to go through the hardship, no? Although I'm one of the reasons of their hardship, because they have to meet up with the grades. Trabaho lang, teacher kasi, walang personalan, ha? Anyway, but I know most of you passed. Anyway, let's go back. Kaya wala si Mother B. Lapit na yung time mo. One thing that I'm really guaranteeing that this in the YouTube and Facebook show of the Mother B show, except for Bigo Live, because I have to meet my 2-hour mark. Hindi tayo tatagal ng 2 hours because otherwise it's called webinar. Or marathon. Okay? Yeah. Where am I? However, the pandemic has disrupted many school-based services, increasing the burden on parents, increasing stress on families, and potentially affecting long-term health outcomes for parents and children alike. So it's not just the young people or the children are having increasing issues on mental health if they still are at home, but also for everyone. Like, I'm so thankful that in the Philippines, finally they are now in school. Okay, so yes, and again, my two sisters are also educators in high school. So I honor you tonight, my sister April and Ate Ruth Maestrado. Okay, and all the teachers in the Philippines and all over the globe. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Sabi ko pa sana mabuhay, munti ko na tumba na naman yung microphone ko. Anyway, so yes, especially among families already at risk for negative health outcomes from social and environmental factors. There are a lot of factors, risk factors, and yes, the one important thing here is support is needed to mitigate these negative outcomes like drug abuse, high-risk sexual behaviors, violence, suicide, and these are the things that is happening, the negative outcomes that we need to support our teens, our young adults to protect them from all these negative outcomes. They needed it. We needed support. They need support to mitigate these negative outcomes and lessen education and health disparities. And a lot of things going on, but at the end of the day, connect with your kids, with your family members, connect with the community. Let's work together. Now, we are on this together. If we hold on, Mali. If we hold on together, I know our dreams will never die. Intermission. So remember, critical support and services need to be comprehensive and community-wide and should include. So there's a lot of things to do. Helping schools provide safe and supportive environments. We need that. What parents and families can do, communicate openly and honestly, including about their values. There's a lot of things to do. Let me read it one by one para we will not miss anything. So what schools can do, helping schools provide safe and supportive environments, whether in person or virtually, is critical to students' well-being. Linking students to mental health services, integrating social emotional learning, training staff, supporting staff mental health. Even the staff needs mental health in school, not only students. Remember, reviewing discipline policies to ensure equity, building safe and supportive environments. Okay? What parents and families can do? Communicate openly and honestly, including about their values. So we need to initiate it as parents. Supervise their adolescent to facilitate healthy decision making. Dili ta magbuot, dili ta ang maguna-una. We just have to supervise and let them process their thinking, but you're there to guide them. Okay? Spend time with their adolescent enjoying shared activities. It's quite a challenge nowadays, but we just have to do what we need to do. Become engaged in school activities and help with homework. Okay? So Mother B is a proud showbiz mom because my son is in the band. Yeah, sometimes I have to go all the way 2 states just to watch my son perform. Yeah, so by the way, shout out to Hopewell High School in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for supporting my son. I really can thank you enough, especially to Mr. Kuiper. If ever you're watching or you're listening, you really helped my son a lot because my son made it to the state band. He's the number 1 tuba player last school year. So thank you so much. I'm a proud mom. But there's a lot of things going on behind the scene, but you just have to be engaged with your son's school activities and even saving money for their school outing. Masakit man sa bulsa, pero kakayanin natin para lang mailayo natin yung mga anak natin sa kapahamakan. Totoo yan, ha? Yes. Malaki talagang sakripisyo bilang parent, bilang nanay, and I can attest to that, really. No joke. No joke talaga. Mother B, bakit naman sound effects mo joke? Basta no joke yun, ha? Anyway, volunteer at their adolescent school. One time I used to volunteer. Naging chaperone. I love volunteering as chaperone whenever they have field trips. Yes. Okay, so communicate regularly with teachers and administrators. You have to connect with them. Okay? So what healthcare providers can do? Ask young ones or adolescents about family relationship and school experiences as part of routine health screenings. So whenever you bring your young ones or your young adult or your young teenager to the healthcare institution, clinics or hospitals, that they have to do what they need to do because we're talking about CDC here, kaya sinama nila yung healthcare providers. Encourage positive parenting practices. Of course, they need to be with their kids, especially under 18. Engage parents in discussions about how to connect with our adolescents, communicate effectively, and monitor activities and health behavior. All about communication. Connect. No? Not only school, community, but healthcare institutions too. Educate parents and youth about adolescent development and health risk. Okay? So it's more of education, it's more of connection, it's being engaged, and a lot of things in the information and resource side of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. It's a very good resource material wherein you can find help. And by the way, the Mother B Show, again, disclaimer, I'm not pretending as an expert, but I'm just part of your journey in your learning, in our learning and understanding on how to help and mitigate the negative impacts among our young ones, our teenagers. Okay, so again, the title of the show is Building Strong Bonds and Connecting to Youth Can Protect Their Mental Health. Since today is Boost Your Mental Health Thursday, let us not forget that there is an increasing problem among mental health among adolescents, okay? Mental health issues is increasing as much as 40% for the past 10 years between 2009 and 2019. Wala pang pandemic yan. Okay? It's not yet a measurement during the pandemic period. How much more now? I don't know what's the rate, but we can sense it, we can see it, we can see the news, we understand what's going on, but really, do we really understand what is the reason why there are situations, crime, violence, drug abuse, and all these negative impacts among our young adults, our teenagers, no? Our youth, in short. So with that, it's already 1 hour and 35 minutes. Almost a webinar. So now let's go to the shout out edition. Hello. Let's change the mood. So now it's time for me, and again, that portion is brought to you by Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Please, if you want to check it out, I will share the link in our post. Okay, so thank you so much for being part of this today's episode. No? Mental health among adolescents, young people, building strong bonds and connecting to youth can protect their mental health. We have to make the difference. Step up and make a difference. If you want to solve the issue of increasing mental health, then come out to the open. Be connected. Engage. We have to care. Culture of care. Culture of care. Okay? Now, let's see who are the people in our neighborhood who are our new viewers in the Mother B Show. Again, shout out to Sinton High School. Thank you so much, Sir Sosa, John Sosa. Thank you. And to those behind the activities, I don't want to divulge a lot of details, but again, thank you for having me there in Sinton High School. It was an eye-opener, learn a lot, and thank you. Okay, so yesterday, we have viewers. Let me see. Leia Largo Ropo. Of course, I'm a proud teacher of Miss Leia Largo Ropo, who's now a successful businesswoman and a policewoman in Butuan City, Philippines. We have Minyosa Joy. Manang Joy. Oh, thank you. Joanna Ligada de la Cruz. Of course, my sister from Dubai, Home Beauty Room. Jenny Guy of Calanga Leyte. Justin Calo Espino. Chris Jackstone, Tatlong Hari. Oh, she's my student in FSU. Thank you. McQueen, my brother, my pastor brother. Victor Mer, hello. From Butuan City. And of course, ang ating suke, si Bossing, Boss Re. Dr. Julie Martinez of the Commission on Higher Education, because I was once a designated assessor, right? Boss Julie, thank you so much. Yes, of course, my teacher in high school. Sorry, ang aking neighbor and also a relative of my teacher in high school in Manay, Inday, Bakluhan of Calanga Leyte. So shout out po sa inyo dyan. Thank you so much. Yes, so and Leia Largo, and we have Glenda Joy de la Cruz Felix of Surigao del Sur, right? Ano nga ba yung Hinatuan? Lanusa, Surigao del Sur. Yay, thank you so much, our tourism officer. Yes, Pastor Recto Labrador of Feeding the Precious, no, ating partner. Jane Reconalia, our student, my student way back before the pandemic. 2015, yes, batch 2015. Mami Rose, Rosana Cesar of Madjao Souvenir Shop, one and only consolidator and bongager sa Souvenir Shop in Butuan City. Of course, Coach Joy, I miss you, Coach Joy, my partner sa broadcast and live stream. Coach Joy, where are you? Ikaw yung nag-stream sa akin itong mga live streaming. Thank you so much. God bless you. Mwah. And she's back in school, studying barangay healthcare, yes. And of course, Marcy Palawan, our Presidential Awardee for Community Service of the Caraga State University, a cum laude, fresh graduate of BS in Social Work. Yes. preparing for his board exam. Proud, proud, proud of you guys. So thank you so much. And yes, Ma'am Josephine Toom, special mention also. Charis Amarillo, of course. And also to our Portland, Kumares, neighbors, and everyone. And of course, my family, my esposo, my Medado family, the Almarines family, Badjable family, Oliverio family, Denmark, all over the globe. Kalanga Leyte, Tita Milan, I love you, Momo Moa. So these are the people who took care of me when I was growing up, and still I look like a high school life or my high school life. Oh my gosh, all my friends and National Heroes Institute where I graduated high school. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so Ma'am Ida May Surigao and Sir Surigao and all my batch 91 classmates, mabuhay po kayo. Also to my UP Cebu, Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication batch 1991. Hello, hello, hello. Love you, a mouse. Mary Globian Capillian of Faber University, Jasmine Hinete. Who else? Marian Wilson of Starbucks, Canada. Yes, of course, Maring Ayan Ocampo, I love you, Mamo mo. Ayan, sino pa? Ashley Hinete, Gian Cubela. Of course, Honorable Madam Karen Garcia of Cebu City. Yes, kung sino pa mga nakalimutan ko, sorry, but I'm still recalling, and thank you so much. 1 hour and 40 minutes. This is the longest show of the Mother B Show. No worry, it will not be 2 hours, because otherwise it will be a webinar. Okay, so for now, please don't forget that this is a daily show between 9:30 to 11:30, okay? So, night shift muna si Mother B in preparation for upcoming career. God willing. To all our financial mentors, sila Sir Harry, sila Sheila, Sir Neil, Sir Boyet, welcome to the family of FPG. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. See you soon, God willing. Kung sino pa man na-miss ko, we still have tomorrow, God willing. Oh my gosh, naku, webinar na talaga. Okay, so yes, my children, these are my children. See, I told you. Oh, look. They look like me, no? These are my kids. There you go. Proud mother, me. Yes, yo. Of course, Mr. and Mrs. Ferdinand Calderon, thank you for following up. Where's the Mother B Show and how can you connect? Here it is. Special shout out to you guys. Yes, so for now, let's pack up and let's call it a night, call it a day. Thank you so much. Ma'am Adi Pase of Almond Inland. And every person I know, kung hindi ko man kayo naman mention, we have a bond, we have a connection, So please remind me to shout you out also. To those who watched the Mother B Show yesterday and continue to say, I owe a lot to you. You are with me in this journey. So, God bless everyone. Remember, Monday is Brain Health Monday. Tuesday is Believe Tuesday. Wednesday is Build Wealth Wednesday. That's a daily episode. Thursday is, Thursday is this. It's Boost Your Mental Health Thursday. That's what we're talking about today. And of course, exciting tomorrow. Anong gagawin natin? Build Back Better Friday. And we have a happy weekend special. We have a Zumba party, God willing. Okay? A praise jam din tayo. No? We have weekend special. A lot of things ongoing. Hopefully, plano pa lang yan. But nevertheless, thank you so much for being part of the show. Let's celebrate. Happy birthday to everyone. So many things to do, but so little time. But then again, thank you for your time. Okay? Thank you for your time. So with that, we will say goodbye for now. Manirado lang sa ako sa Pigo Live. Mo-greet and mo-acknowledge ko sa ating mga friends sa Pigo Live. But thank you so much and God bless us all.
Wannabe Show is a fun and informative lifestyle program that promotes positivity and good vibes.
Only closing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Babu, 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 babu. Bye, God bless.